Today I want to talk about the concept of microdosing, especially within the context of high school. Now, I understand that at the collegiate as well as the professional levels, we have a lot more control over the different variables going on, right? Understand that, we can't control all the different variables, but we know whenever the athletes are going to come to us. We know whenever things are going to happen in the way that we do. We know that they have school. We know that they have, different time with their friends, things like that. But at the same time, we also know that they're going to come to us, whatever day that may be, whatever hour that may be. I know that some places like to add a little bit more flexibility. Other places it's very strict, right? And you have to be there at a certain time. And it also depends on the sport. There's a lot of things that are playing into that. And so within those contexts, whenever we go ahead and microdose, splitting up the different characteristics is something that's going to be really good, especially because of time constraints, right? So only having strictly mobility or strictly a power, or I know that like whenever I was with Cal, we would do all of a single day would be all isometrics, a single day would be all eccentrics, right? And this is in season or not. And he was getting some pretty great responses. It just depends on what we're needing to do in reading the room, right? Now, at the high school level, it's a little bit different, right? Because at the high school level, especially in the private sector, whenever you're training high schoolers, if I sit here, I don't always know all the different variables going on, even though I ask them, hey, did you go and work out outside of here with some of your friends, right? What type of warm-up did you do with your team? Did you do any sprint work today? How's your school load doing? All these different things are playing into it at the high school level. It's more of in the moment. And so splitting up all the different characteristics or just whatever residuals you're wanting to go for, right? Whether that's mobility, speed, strength, that's not really a thing at the high school level because, sometimes, the kids tell me that they're going to come 3 times in 1 week and then they only end up coming 1 time. Well, if I only do mobility on that one day, if they're in season, do we really do anything there, right? Especially, are they on JV? Are they starting? How much do they start? What sport are they playing? What's the school load like, right? There's going to be so many different things that play into that again, I go ahead and do more of a concurrent model or, vertical integration with them, even though we may not be able to determine all the variables going into that. If we, especially at a younger age, whenever they still need to be focusing on development, not so much just performing all the time, we also need to focus on going ahead and making their cup as big as possible, right? So that way later on, we can go ahead and just continue to pour stress into them. So by going ahead and doing a strength stimulus along with a speed stimulus in the same day, again, because I don't know if I'm going to get them, even though they tell me that they'll come 2 or 3 more times throughout the week, I don't really know if that's going to happen. I don't know if they're going to do an impromptu bench press session to where they're just going to go max out with their friends, right? We don't know really what all's playing into it, and we can't really control any of that. So whenever I microdose at the high school level, it's a little bit different. And I'm trying to think more about long-term athletic development. At the professional level, a quick little 3x3 is going to be really good to go ahead and get, a stimulus depending on what you're trying to do. Let's say it's a trap bar. 3x3 rep scheme in sets is going to be a really good scheme to go off of. But at the high school level, that's not always going to be the best way to go about doing something, right? Again, it's because we have to look at the full picture. We can't just look at one individual thing. At the professional and the collegiate level, we have more access to what's all going on. We have more control on when they're coming to us, how they're coming to us, how far away from a game are they coming in. Like I have some athletes that'll sit here and tell me that that they're going to come in 3 times in a week and then they end up only coming once. Again, if I only do a mobility session in that one session and then that's the stimulus that they got and we're not doing anything for another week or 2, are we really getting any type of adaptation out of that? Or are we thinking more long term and going ahead and doing other things on top of it so that way we do get an actual stimulus and we do account for, hey, if they don't come in for the rest of the week or even next week?